Phillies. I've said this on a couple of different shows, but I do want to focus on this. How much fun I'm having watching Bryson Stott and how much fun I'm having in the month of August. I'm going to talk about 3 guys in the month of August that are just doing a fantastic job. And Alex Schmidt and I, producer of the show, does a great job. We were kicking this around a little bit, like 3 guys to really focus on here. I think we talked about 2, but 3 guys in particular. Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner, and Bryson Stott. Bryce Harper might be back in the lineup tomorrow. He wasn't in the lineup today. Said his back felt better when he woke up today, so that's obviously a good sign. Hopefully Kyle Schwarber is okay after fouling a ball off his foot. He left the game. I'm sure if it wasn't the laugher of a game that it was, he'd probably stay in the game. So hopefully we'll find out after the game that everything's fine there. But 3 guys in the month of August that have just been fantastic. Nick Castellanos needed a get-right month. All right. I guess all he really needed was that get-right moment in his own batting cage in Miami that we've talked about a lot already on Fighting's postgame. He went down there in Miami, went to his home batting cage, like in his home, and just started swatting. And ever since then, he has looked more like the guy that made the All-Star team this year to represent your Philadelphia Phillies. He has looked more like the guy that the Phillies signed last year. He has looked more like the guy that said, I don't have a college degree, I hit baseballs. Well, right now, you got a doctorate in hitting baseballs in the month of August. Then you look at a guy like Bryson Stott and watching his maturity since going back down to the minors last year and then coming back up last year and then being a hell of a ball player, especially in the second half of the season, and watching him take control at the shortstop position and then this year moving over to second base and taking control of that position. And then the hitter he has been all season long. I mean, John Kruk can't say enough how much he believes that Bryson Stott is going to win a batting title. Throwing Alec Boehm there too. Why not? The 2-hole hitter now for your Phillies. This has been a wild ride, incredible ride to watch Bryson Stott just absolutely come up here and be a professional hitter. And look, anyone that says, that wants to make the comparisons, like actually make comparisons between him and Chase Utley, like I say, pump the brakes on it for a second, all right, just because I don't want to put that kind of pressure on anybody. But damn, if they're not similar. We talk a lot about it. We talk a lot about it in football. Okay, this guy Cam Jurgens for the Eagles. Okay, oh, you can't compare it to Jason Kelce yet. You're right. Like that's not fair. That guy's a Hall of Famer, and I think Chase Utley is Hall of Fame talent. I don't think he'll get in, but I hope he does. But I think he's got Hall of Fame talent. It's not fair to do that to a young guy, but it's okay to say they got very similar styles. Like when you watch them play, you can't tell me that Bryson Stott does not remind you of Chase Utley. You watch that short stroke through the zone. That is Chase Utley. I think he's a better fielder than Chase Utley. And I think Chase Utley was a better fielder than some people gave him credit for. But Bryson Stott is pretty damn good. But to watch his approach at the plate at this age is absolutely unbelievable. And I find myself, especially in Alumni Weekend, going back in the Wayback Machine. And even when Chase Utley was in the booth about a month ago promoting the games in London and all that stuff, when Chase Utley was in the booth, I couldn't help but think about it. Like, Chase Utley wasn't a regular starter. He was not a regular starter for the Phillies until he was 26 years old. Like, what could have been if you would have seen him at 24? Well, that's what we're seeing right now with Bryson Stott. And it is such a joy to watch him get better and better and better and look like a guy. Like we talk about it all the time with other sports, like a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. Oh, yeah, he's a young guy, but he plays like he's 35, like he's been in the league for 10 years, right? That's what I get. Those are the vibes I get from Bryson Stott. That's how mature he is in the batter's box. And it's like 2 strikes on him, like an 0-2 count is his natural habitat. He doesn't start an at-bat till he's down 0-2 pretty much. Unless he jumps on a hanging slider like he did for that home run in the what did I say, the 7th inning, whatever the heck it was. It's pretty remarkable. And then lastly, and certainly not least, Trey Turner. Philadelphia, congratulations. You have cured Trey Turner. Over 400 on the homestand now. 2 home runs, RBIs, on base percentage. He's got this 8-game hitting streak now, okay? If you remember in the beginning of the year, or earlier in the season, I should say, he had an 11-game hit streak. I believe it was 10 or 11 games. Either way, his batting average dropped 2 points during that hitting streak. During this hitting streak, his batting average has gone up 12 points. It was at 235. Now it's at 247. His on-base percentage has gone up 8 points, so he's just about to crack the 300 on-base percentage. Now, that's on the season, okay? What he has done recently has just been off the charts. Over 400 batting average on the homestand. Look, I can remember plenty of examples, plenty of instances where Philadelphia athletes have called upon the fans to say, don't pile on us, find a way to pick us up, right? There's examples of players. Malcolm Jenkins is the guy I always talk about with this. Yeah, I understand why you would boo me. I would boo us too if we played the way we did. Even if they just unfurled the Super Bowl banner and they just played a very lackluster first half of the opening portion of the following season. But I never thought I'd actually see it. I never thought I'd actually see a Philadelphia fan base resort to the idea of, well, we've booed the hell out of this guy, so let's try a different tact. Maybe we're the ones that can crack the code of Trey Turner. Going to that Royal Series, standing ovation, I 1,000,000,000% think that jump-started something in his mind. It either jump-started it or relaxed it. It got rid of something. It was a huge exhale of anxiety, I'm sure, or as I like to say, agita for Trey Turner. And ever since then, I've been begging just to see the Trey Turner of the month of June, where he had like a 270 hitter and a guy getting on base at 350 with an on-base percentage of about 353. Oh, I just want that guy. Just give me that guy. Well, now you got more than that. Now you got a guy that might be underpaid at $300 million. All right, let's not get too crazy. But Nick Castellanos, Bryson Stott, and Trey Turner, what you have seen so far in this month of August has been fantastic. And that Michael Lorenzen guy. But, we've talked a lot about him already.